You're listening to Misadventures with Tea, where things get hot, steamy, and a little bit creamy. I'm your host, Joseph, and we're here to explore all things tea. So sit back, grab your mugs, and get cozy while we spill the tea on tea. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Misadventures with Tea. I'm your host, Joseph, and I'm here with
Imaan.
Imaan. Yes.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
No worries. This is going to be great. We're going to have lots of fun and, enjoy nice tea and a little bit of history. Let me actually just whip out my phone because I don't have anything ready. Okay. So, you can be honest. Have you listened to an episode before?
No.
That's okay. So then
I don't have Spotify. That's the problem.
Ooh, you have Apple?
I love Apple Music. It's so bad.
That's fine. Honestly, I'm still working on getting that on there. So.
Do you have any other platforms that you're on?
It's either that, Amazon Podcasts.
Okay. She plays Amazon, so that's perfect.
Yeah. Or the podcast hosts that I use, Transistor.
Okay.
So I can always send the link to that, but not a problem. I mean, I'm still trying to get it on Apple Podcasts because, there's probably lots of people who are using it and probably missing out. Okay. So today, after speaking with you and prior to coming here, I asked you what kind of tea you'd like. And actually, before you answer that, let's start off with this. Are you a tea drinker?
So, generally, no. Recently, though, I had this experience and I have really gotten into matcha, specifically with my homemade strawberry syrup.
Okay, the strawberry matcha syrup.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I do with tea. And yeah, I love a little iced tea from Starbucks in the summer. But no, otherwise not really a big tea drinker.
That's fine. I'm here for diversity. We're trying to get all kinds of drinkers out there, whether that be tea, coffee, or whatever. Okay, so I got you this matcha. We're gonna do a little sniff test, just kind of get the sense of smell and what kind of nodes you're getting from it.
Okay.
And let's start there. Oh my god. I'll be honest, I can't pick up much.
I'm gonna be honest, it smells like a granola bar. And it smells bomb. I don't know how to explain it, but it's giving milky, even though there's no milk in it.
Okay, so okay. Yeah.
Or creamy, maybe. I don't know, maybe that's the word. But it's giving granola bar. I don't know why.
Well, I'll reveal the name shortly and maybe that will help. Let me see. Let me try one more time. Honestly, I don't smell shit. This happened in the same previous episode with Holly. I think my nose is just fucked and I won't hear anything, smell anything. Anyways, okay. So for I guess now we're going to just expose. It is Toasted Marshmellow Matcha.
Oh my god! Wait, let me smell it again. It's still giving granola bar, but that sounds fire. Toasted marshmallow matcha?
Yeah. So the milky sense that you were mentioning.
Right. Giving marshmallow.
The marshmallow.
I can see that.
The granola, I can kind of see that with the toastedness.
Yes, that makes sense. It's giving cooked.
Cooked. We had, what was it? Fuck, what did Ethan say? I don't remember anymore. Anyways, it was hilarious. Go back to episode 1. That explains a lot. Let me see. Now, I have here a few notes about what David's Tea describes this. Oh, that's, by the way, where I got it from, in case it's from
Low-key, I thought David's Tea went out of business. But they're giving not.
I feel like it's because you probably don't see that many stores in Vancouver.
Yeah.
They probably closed a few of them down this past few years, which again, COVID, I'm not surprised a lot of businesses have been going out.
I used to love the place called Tea Havana. They used to be in the mall, and I think they were low-key owned by Starbucks, maybe.
Was it? Oh, yeah.
I actually don't know. Maybe they just carried the brand Tea Havana, but I used to go there when I would go shopping when I was like 13 in the mall, and you would go and get like a tea, and you'd ask them to put like 6 spoonfuls of this rock sugar. That was so good, and I'm pretty sure my mom bought like an entire thing of it, and she still has it. But David's tea was also really good, but it was always downtown, so I never went.
Fair, honestly fair. I think Tijuana was actually might have been with Starbucks. Honestly, it's either Starbucks or David's Tea, one of the two. I honestly don't remember.
Bring back Tijuana.
Bring back Tijuana. Leave Tijuana alone. Okay, so from David's Tea, what they were saying is, it's reminiscent of a campfire.
Okay.
With a toasted up, perfectly golden marshmallow. So again, ties in with what you were saying, like a
golden
bar.
granola.
Yeah. Creamy and caramelized notes.
Creamy.
Yes. And yeah, that's the marshmallow part. And then lively matcha. Matcha. It's funny because matcha, when you try like just plain matcha, it's usually kind of like bitter, unless you add like some kind of sweetener to it. Then it like sweetens up the thing. But yeah, that's basically today's guest. Now, let's go into the taste test portion and let me know if that changes anything.
Okay. Not me not being able to pick up the cup.
I'm not doing ASMR this time, like the last time I choked. Ooh.
Oh my god, yum. Dude, I don't usually like hot tea because it's giving hot water, but this is really good.
It is so good.
Excellent choice, Joseph.
I put a lot of thought into this.
Not David C being able to outrank a lot of different matchas I've actually tried at like cafes. This with just hot water is really good.
Yeah, no, I'm surprised. Okay, well now you know David's Tea. That's where you gotta go. It's organic toasted marshmallow matcha.
You know what? I gotta hit it.
I don't remember the price. Doesn't say. Anyways, okay. So now we tasted. Would you like to smell the bag? Sometimes that gives like a little bit of.
Yeah, let's smell the bag.
Okay. Oh god, how am I gonna open this? Okay.
These bags are always so hard to open.
Okay, there we go.
They child-proof the bags against adults. The powder somehow smells even creamier than this. But I guess maybe because you added water, it takes out.
Yeah.
But that smells delicious. Great choice. Love
Great
her.
choice.
I don't think I would ever have guessed toasted marshmallow. I'm not going to lie. Because I don't think that like even formed in my brain as an option. But I didn't like, I think that's a great invention.
Well, if there's one thing you must know about me, and not just you, but like also the audience, I love trying very like unique flavors.
Yeah.
So when I was in store just trying to look for like an interesting matcha, not to say that I don't have a few at home, but I was like, no, let's try something different. You know, it's fall, it's spooky season. We're trying to keep things a little bit more like, I guess, festive.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, what kind of screams fall to me? So I went there and I asked the lady, amen to her, because you know she was such a great like person to help me with this. I also went with Holly, so that was fun.
Love.
But I saw this one and I was like, I don't know if that would be as good. I'm like, but let me just get her opinion. And then she told me, and I was just like, you know what, fucking, I'm convinced. We're gonna go with this matcha. I'm like, I'm not trying anything else. So yeah, that was today's choice.
Great choice. I shout out to the David's Tea girl. Shout out to you and Holly. Put me on to a brand new matcha that's accessible and affordable.
You know what? I'm actually curious if like you did add milk, if it would just make it creamier.
I would assume so. Imagine.
We'll find out. Anyways, I guess now we can go into like the tea history portion, and then yeah, you can tell me a little bit more about yourself right after. If you are not already aware, matcha is a form of green tea. It comes basically from like green tea leaves. It's basically a development and cultivation of green tea that is thought to have been discovered in, they said, the Tang Dynasty, which is like 7th to like the 10th century.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, very long time ago. So it goes way back when. And get this, in China.
In China?
Yes.
So it's not Japanese.
We'll get to that.
Okay.
So anyways, the tea was The tea was like harvested and like formed into some kind of tea brick. I don't know what that meant, but it's a tea brick. And I guess the reason it was put into like these kind of bricks, it was to just help with like storing it and like allowing for like the long like transport wherever it was going. Basically long distances. Initially, the tea was prepared by roasting and pulverizing the tea leaves, then followed by decocting the resulting tea powder in hot water and adding salt. I had to look up what decocting? I don't know what the fuck that is. So if I must be honest, so I was like, I need to look into this. And basically, decocting is a method of extraction by boiling herbal or plant material, so like stems, roots, bark, and rhizomes.
Interesting.
To dissolve the chemicals of the material.
Oh.
So
okay.
That's basically how it started. And then I'm just reading my notes. It's like the easiest thing for me to do. The process evolved into the grinding of steamed green tea that later became popular within the 10th to 13th century, or the Song dynasty, which is the method of making powdered tea from steam-prepared dried leaves, and preparing the beverage by whipping the tea powder and hot water together in a bowl became popular in the later part, so like near the 12th century. Okay, so in summary, basically, that was too long. I really tried.
Matcha has a long history.
It has a long history, but basically, very similar to what we're doing. I know the way I prepared it for you is not how it should be prepared, and honestly, like, it's just for simplicity's sake. Like, we just need to get it done.
100%.
But
it was fire either way.
No, for real. Basically, yeah, you just put in like the powder into a cup. You add some water, and there's actually like a matcha whisk, which is supposed to help. And when you do that, you kind of like vigorously like whip it around, and it adds like foam to the matcha, which sometimes even makes it more creamier and like tastes better.
Oh my god, yeah, I should probably learn how to do that.
I unfortunately don't have a matcha whisk here in Vancouver. I had one in Ontario, but
I have an electric whisk that I do, and it does the trick. But I also mix it with milk and syrup, so I feel like it doesn't even really matter.
No.
I'm not a traditional matcha drinker, personally. I do it for fun.
Honestly, that's fine. I have these two other flavors. I'm going to leave them a secret for now, but like they're like very interesting. Like if you thought this one was interesting, the other two I was just kind of like, huh? I never would have thought.
Oh my god, okay.
Okay. So now, going back to your comment about how you thought this was Japanese, basically the story goes is that around the 12th century, there was a Zen Buddhist monk who went by the name of... I really need to do a much better job of like learning how to pronounce these names. Myoan? Isai. I'm going to spell it out again. Myoaneisai. Yeah.
Cool.
So they came over to China and basically found, or I guess saw these herbs, these tea leaves, saw them in brick form, and was like, okay, let me just try something with it. Tried it. Found out that it basically helped reach his Zen meditation, so like his peak, another way of saying enlightenment, but not really.
Okay.
But we later found out that obviously matcha has some health benefits that helped, and those benefits is what he was experiencing in that cup. Okay. So because of how well he liked it, he brought it over to Japan, and then that's kind of where it started to grow and it started to become more popularized. Okay. So Japan is more known for it because they popularized it, whereas in China, it wasn't as big of a thing. And the other thing that the Japanese did too was that they also created a tea ceremony, which was... I'm going to cover that more in the next episode, but yeah, that's basically like why it's more affiliated with Japanese, because of the tea ceremonies that they affiliated with it, and it just became overly popularized in Japan versus in China.
Very cool, but it was OG Chinese.
Yes.
Good to know.
Which, in hindsight, makes sense because green tea was mainly founded in China.
That makes sense.
So it makes sense in that regard. But in terms of like the actual drink, Japan was overall known for popularizing it.
Okay, very cool. I've seen matcha videos on TikTok from Japan, and it looks incredible. I need to try that one day.
You know, actually, this is just a little fun fact because it reminds me of my other friend, and I'm pretty sure I saw a matcha drink. Did you know we have a Hello Kitty cafe here in Vancouver?
I did not. Someone needs to tell Yvonne. She loves Hello Kitty.
I have a feeling she knows.
Oh, that makes sense. Is it in Richmond?
No, it's downtown.
Sorry, viewers or listeners. I didn't mean to imply anything.
No, I mean,
It's downtown where?
on Robson,
Oh,
like towards like West End,
the West End. Okay, like giving on the hill.
kind of. Yeah.
Hate the hill.
I was supposed to go with Holly, and we never did. And it's funny because my friend was like, she's like, can you go? She's like, I love Hello Kitty. And I'm like, that's fine. I'm like, I will definitely go for you. And I feel bad. I still haven't gone.
Well, you can still go. Did they close?
No.
You're saying that as if you can't go again. Or ever.
It's more like I just keep forgetting.
Walk there at lunch one day.
I should. I'll just tell Holly. I'll be like, Holly, let's go for lunch. Let's go there. You know what?
Exactly.
Let's make it a mission. Next week.
Exactly. A plan.
Okay. I'm just going to see if there's anything else that I need to add with regards to, as the benefits of matcha became more widely recognized, it became the basis of the sophisticated art of Japanese tea ceremony, or chado. Interesting. Anyways, I'll discuss that more. Actually, fun fact. Did you know that there's levels of matcha in terms of like the grade levels of matcha?
Okay.
So it's more referring to the quality of matcha. Did you know?
I've heard of culinary and ceremonial grade.
Yes. Perfect. You are a whiz. So there's 3 types that I was able to look in. I swear there was like 5, but I mean, I just found 3 for now. So there's ceremonial, culinary, and ingredient. And basically those 3 are just kind of referring to the type of grade level. So like the quality, essentially, ceremonial being the top. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that's all I want to share for a quick moment because I'm going to cover that in the next episode.
Okay, very cool. I love to see it. I've only ever had ceremonial, maybe? I assume?
If it's like the, like not purest, what am I saying? If it's like the brightest green, I would say this is kind of like ceremonial. I think it is. You know what? Don't take my word for it. Anyways, normally it'll say ceremonial on it, and it's usually like the brightest green you'll see. If it looks darker or anything like that, it's not ceremonial.
Okay.
But we'll get into that again in a much later episode.
Sounds good.
Okay. So that's basically it in terms of the tea tasting and the brief like tea history. So now we're gonna get into the juicy part.
Love.
Which is, tell me about yourself. Or
What would you like to know?
Honestly, where did we meet? Let's start there.
We met when I was working in the dungeon.
Oh yes, the dungeon.
Well, remember, it was so dark. So, well, the thing is, I called it the dungeon because there were no like true access to windows if anybody had their door closed, and it was just giving LED light. Painful. But the best thing about the dungeon was the people who came out of it. Or actually, to be honest, the people who came into it. My only lovely people that were in the dungeon with me were Yvonne and Holly. And we got through it. But, yeah, we met there.
I love that it sounds like you're trauma bonding.
I mean, are we like not trauma bonded?
I mean, yeah.
There's a large group of us who seem to be in that bond.
Yeah.
But now I work in a non-dungeness place.
We love that. So we get some sunlight.
More like I'm locked in a tall tower. Like, who is...
Damsel in distress?
Yes.
Rapunzel?
That's who I'm thinking. My hair is like not that long and it's not blonde, but I do feel as though I'm Rapunzel, and when I look out the window onto the pedestrians, I feel as though I could let my hair down and they could pull me down to the ground. I don't want anyone coming up.
You can't support them going up.
They should just pull me down.
Got it.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, we love that.
Yeah. But I can tell you my story of how I got into matcha.
Oh my God, yes.
So I didn't really like tea growing up just because it was giving water. And if something is too watery, I'm not going to like it. So like even with coffee, I need like quite strong coffee, and I don't love black coffee. I like it with milk or cream. More than anything, I need milk more than like sugar.
Yeah.
Anyways, that being said, matcha always tasted like grass to me, which maybe I was just having the wrong ones, or maybe my taste buds have changed. But I think it was a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, a woman came to visit my office, and she actually gave our receptionist a strawberry matcha. And it was crazy because less than a week prior, I was telling a friend of mine how I really wanted to try strawberry matcha because I love anything strawberry, but I don't care much about matcha, but like the strawberry aspect was exciting. So I was telling him I really want to try matcha, and strawberry matcha specifically, but I don't want to spend $8 on a drink that I don't know if I'm going to like. That doesn't really make sense, right? And this woman came to visit our office, and she, I guess, is a matcha lover, and brings our receptionist, who she's not even besties with. I don't know. Like, me and the receptionist had no clue why she brought her a strawberry matcha. And I don't know how I scored, but our little receptionist loves me, and I love her too. She's great. She was like, oh my God, do you want this strawberry matcha? I don't like matcha. And I was like, yes, of course, I love matcha. Lies. In fact, though, it turned out to not be a lie, because I took a sip and I was like, oh my God, why is this so fire?
The universe is literally just opening the doors for you.
I like don't know how. It's like I manifested it. And I don't know if you've ever tried the green tea Kit Kat.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
That slaps. And I would like, again, I was never into green tea, but like I had that. And I feel like if it has enough sugar, I'm going to like it. And those green tea Kit Kats used to slap. And when I tasted the strawberry matcha, I was like, oh my God, this is kind of giving strawberry green tea Kit Kat in a drink. So I was highly impressed. And so then I tried a bunch of different strawberry matchas around the city. I don't really have a favorite, I'm going to be honest. I don't know. See, Cow Dog Coffee on Oak Street is great. And, like, they're a living wage cafe, which we love to see. So their drinks are, like, slightly more expensive. But to be honest, I'm pretty sure I paid, like, $8 or $8.50. And all the other places that probably pay their workers like shit were also $8 or $8.50. So, like, living wage, whatever. Seems like normal. I liked theirs a lot, but it was literally smaller than half of my foot. Like, it was the smallest cup I've literally ever seen. And maybe that's the difference between their cost, is like they gave you literally less than a toddler's sippy cup of strawberry matcha. And I was like, I need another one, or 12. Like, this is
oh my God.
insane. That's all it was.
It's funny that you bring them up. Actually, do you know who the owner is?
I have seen his TikToks.
So he's a YouTuber.
Okay.
Who lives in Vancouver.
I didn't realize he was a YouTuber.
I would know because I follow him.
Okay.
So when you mentioned Cow Dog, I was just like, oh my God, I know exactly who you're talking about. So I'm hoping that people who listen to him don't come for us.
No. I loved it, and it was amazing, and I would go again. But it's like embarrassing if I go and I'm like, hi, I need 4 strawberry matchas, and it's just me. They're going to be like, what the fuck?
Should we just send them like an anonymous email?
Like, okay, here's the thing. I will pay the $15 for a bigger size. Like, it's not that I'm ripping them about the price. It's that I was so sad to see the sheer size of the cup. And it's not the price. It's fine. I'll pay more. It's just that I really liked it. But I took a sip and it was gone. So I love Cow Dog Coffee. We love to see it. It smelled great. The people are lovely. And we love the guy, the owner, YouTuber King. But, like, I just need a bigger size. Thank you.
That's what she said.
So, yeah, I got into making my own matcha now. So I make my own strawberry syrup. And I put the matcha in the cup with the milk and
now
the
when you say you make your own strawberry syrup, like, do you actually like boil?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I put strawberries, water, and Oh, not syrup. Sugar. I've tried it with raw sugar, and then recently I just tried it with white granulated sugar. Literally feel no difference. Probably better to use the raw, to be honest. No, I literally just boil it, and then I strain it, and then I keep the strawberry puree. But not gonna lie, I was putting the strawberry puree in the bottom to like give cafe, but it kept getting stuck in the straw, and honestly, it was ruining my morning, so I just fucked off with the strawberry puree. And now I just use the syrup.
Fair. Honestly, all fair.
Yeah.
I have not tried to create that at home. I should. I mean, like, I have the matcha. I'm like, why not?
Yeah. It's actually quite simple.
Yeah. I'm just going to bring it back 2 steps to cow dog because we're going to, like, in case anybody's wondering who I'm talking about and they're not familiar, the YouTubers or / owner's name of cow dog is Just Jolie. You can look him up on YouTube and TikTok, as you kind of mentioned before. So just a brief little shout out. We love you and support you. So you're doing great. Do whichever you need to do. That's my little snippet. Okay. So going off of matcha, I feel like that I was supposed to segue into this. But anyways, okay. Going back to rather the fact that it's the fall season and, you know, spooky season, we're fast approaching the time where it is becoming rain season, if not already. Mm-hmm. So one of my questions is, how do you survive your 8 months of depression, aka the fall?
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. We've been doing it for like many years now. Mm-hmm. I think rewarding yourself every single day after you finish every single task is key. So whether that's giving yourself a sip of the $9 coffee or matcha you bought, if it's eating the little sweet treat from that cafe that you got your drink at, if it's ingesting a substance that makes you feel good, you know, and I'm not trying to plug anything. I'm talking about, you know, like herbal substances like matcha and such. But that's, I think, how I do it, to be honest. It's like, okay, if I can get through today, I will do this for myself. And I think that's it. Also, taking a vacation, if you can, really helps, in my opinion, because, like, you have something to look forward to. But no, I don't know how I really truly survive it, I'm going to be honest. I think it's, like, maybe, like, a trauma bond that we also all have, like, the weather. It's, like, you know, when you complain and people get irritated, I feel like people in Vancouver don't get irritated with you when you complain about the weather, because
I don't think so.
Like, you can be like, oh my God, I hate that it's raining, but, like, not that many people will be like, suck it up. Like, they'll be like, yeah, I fucking hate it too, you know?
Yeah, no, I get that. I feel like Ontario is very different in that regard.
Yeah, they're like, get over it. It snows every year.
Yeah, no. Okay, so now a follow-up question to that is, or actually not follow-up, but basically during my fall and winter months, unless I'm going to work, I usually like to like stay home and watch TV, listen to the music. If possible, I curl up in a nice little blanket. And like, honestly, since I don't have a fireplace, I fucking put on like the Fire channel or like the YouTube thing, because why not? But the reason I ask is with regards to TV shows. Any interesting ones that you've been watching lately?
Well, if you know me, you know that I have these weird concepts. So like, I don't watch a show. I watch something from start to finish, preferably when it has like for example, Bridgerton, I think. Yeah. I've watched those those seasons when they come out, but like I'll wait for all of this, like all of the episodes in the season to come out to binge watch it. I'm not like a one episode a night girl. No. Like, I'll happily pause it in the middle and come back. But I recently finished, this was not recent, I'm pretty sure it was like 6 months ago, finished all of Criminal Minds, start to finish. Okay. I do not know a single person who doesn't know what Criminal Minds is. I think it's like an iconic show. Sad that they finished it. And now I have been working on finishing, start to finish, Law and Order SVU, which stands for Special Victims Unit. Yes. I would never suggest any single person to watch this show. It will ruin your day, but it's very engaging. So it has 25 seasons. It's been going on since 1999, which was a year before I was born. This show started, and it's still going. So honestly, that's literally all I watch. if you contact me in 3 months, I probably will be different because I'm currently on season 20.
Oh my god.
And I only have 5 seasons left, and like I watch TV almost as like a background. Like I don't sit there and like intently watch it. It's more like on and like I do stuff. But yeah, so like I'm kind of stressed out because I don't know. I was really thinking about this today. I don't know what show I'm going to watch next because it's kind of like comforting to have a show that you like watch consistently to come back to because you don't need to like learn the characters and the plot and everything. But I'm kind of stressing because I'm going to need a show to watch next, and I only really like crime.
Okay.
And that's where I go wrong.
Because I was going to say, I have like 2 shows that come to mind, but they're not crime. They're more... Actually, one of them is crime, but it's more like comedy. It's not like Law & Order or Criminal, where it's like more of like a serious/drama. This one's more of like a comedic crime.
Is it Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Oh, no, but that's also another good show.
Okay. I've actually... You know what show I do love? I don't know what it would be considered. Shameless?
Yes, okay.
Do you know that show?
I do.
The Gallaghers?
Yes, the Gallaghers. Oh my god.
Frank, Fiona, Debbie.
Yeah, no, there's the one who like...
Lip?
Fuck, what's his name? He's the one who basically like thinks he is ghetto. Like he's like really ghetto, and he
Ian?
becomes friends with like that police officer.
Carl.
Oh my god, how could I forget?
Oh, he's so hot.
I fucking love him. Yeah, so...
I love that show, like, more than I should love it.
It's a good show. I don't know what I would classify that.
It's, like, vulgar and ghetto, so once again, I wouldn't suggest anybody watch it, but, like, I don't know, I like when shows are really real. That's something that I, like, really appreciate about TV, is that some people don't like to watch TV. Some people do. My mom loves TV, so I kind of feel like... So, funny enough, growing up, my mom used to watch Criminal Minds, Law & Order SVU, and she used to watch a soap opera called The Young and the Restless.
The Young and the Restless.
Yes, The Young and the Restless. And my parents were very strict growing up, but in kind of funny ways. That being said, they were strict about, like, intimate romantic scenes, but I was like able to watch a murder. That being, like, what I'm trying to say is that my mom would let me watch with her Criminal Minds and Law & Order, where I would literally see like
dead bodies.
Like obviously it's on TV, but it was like graphic murders, and like they were talking about scary stuff, and I remember being scared. I was 5 because Criminal Minds came out in 2005, I think, and I was 5.
Yeah.
And I remember being scared watching these shows, and my mom was like, watch it. But she would never let me watch. She would send me upstairs when she was watching Young and the Restless, because there were kissing scenes, super chill kissing scenes, like not by any means like erotic. Anyways, I still bring that up to her because I used to watch gruesome murders as a child, and like now I'm just kind of unfazed by it, which I'm actually not that upset by. Like, I'd rather be unfazed than super phased, but I think that's why I'm quite into like murdery shows. But also because I feel like, for example, one thing that I really like, not to like plug SVU, but
it's all good.
They are really good. What they're like, because they're continuously making seasons and they make a season a year, they try and focus on issues at hand. So like right now, like in the show, or like they're showing, I think it's like 2017 or 2018, and they're showing the problems with illegal immigrants in the States and how young children are separated from their parents. And so that's really great to highlight. They were like, it's not a great thing that's happening, but it's a great thing to highlight.
Got it.
They talk about like school shootings, again, a terrible thing, but too prevalent. And the fact that they highlight it and they try and show, like, unfortunately graphic, but like positive, it's good to like put that into people's minds and like give them a idea of what these tragedies are really like. Sometimes we can't fathom what they're like. So anyways, super deep for no reason, but I really like shows that can like portray stuff that are like, that's like real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, I totally get that. Okay. So Going back, I guess, to the the one show I should say that I was going to recommend, but obviously I don't know if it'll be your thing.
I can always try it.
Only Murders in the Building.
Only Murders in the Building?
Only Murders in the Building.
I've never heard of that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I know it's on Disney Plus.
Okay.
I don't know if it's anywhere else. It might be on Hulu. I could be wrong. Anyways, basically the story or the premise of that is it has to do with a murder that happens in a building with the main actors and actresses are Selena Gomez, Martin Short. Wait, oh my God. Martin Short and Steve Martin. I think that's what it is. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill myself if I actually don't. Actually, no, I'm not gonna condone that. I'm stressing. Okay, just give me 1 second to get the proper names. Steve Martin, Martin Short. Okay, I was right. Okay.
Totally fine. You got it all right.
So it's basically a premise where like these three, they live in the same building. There's a murder that happens. And what do you know? They decide to start a podcast to document the entire like investigation.
That's iconic.
Yeah. I was just like, I really resonate with this right now. Although I would not really be in an active investigation because Lord knows I can probably handle it, but I don't think I'd be able to like keep active on that and still work on my own personal life.
Yeah, people get really invested in these investigations.
Yeah. Those online sleuths. Good for them, but not good for
People are able to find out some serious stuff.
I know.
Just online. I can't find normal stuff online.
I don't know how people do it, but you know, it's definitely a rabbit hole that you'd be going down into if you decide to start an online investigation into something, and I'm not going to do that. We don't got time for that. So that was one of the shows, and then the other show that I was going to suggest. Do you know The Office?
I do.
Okay, so similar.
Okay.
It's called Abbott Elementary.
Abbott Elementary.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? I did watch a funny show. It's called Superstore.
Oh my God, I love Superstore.
I watched a funny show and I liked it. So maybe I would like other funny shows.
Honestly, Abbott Elementary is hilarious. It is basically like the it's a bunch of like teachers who work in an elementary school that's within like a, honestly we'll just call it the ghetto. But it's more of like a low income area, and it's just kind of like how they go about being teachers in that kind of area given the kind of resources or rather lack thereof. And it's quite funny.
Okay, well I'll have to try out those shows.
I just realized I think this is probably the second plug that I did for this because I think I've talked about this with Holly.
Well, you know what? I plugged SVU.
It's
you
fine.
plugged
Honestly,
Abbott Elementary. If you like a show, you got to spread it around so that other people understand what you're talking about when you talk about it.
And who knows, maybe they'll like sponsor me at some point.
True.
You know, we're looking for sponsors.
Abbott Elementary, sponsor us. Sponsor this podcast.
Quinta, my girl, sponsor me. Okay. I'm gonna see if there's anything else, but I think.
Are there any sponsors that you're specifically seeking out?
Honestly, it would probably be like tea sponsors.
Okay.
Like,
David's Tea, let's go.
No, for real. David's Tea. I can't think of them in the top of my head, but anyways, yeah, okay, David's Tea.
Teavana, but they close.
Teavana, but they close. But yeah, no, I'm honestly always grateful for, you know, we're always looking for donations and sponsors. So like, please, you know, hit your boy up. He needs money. But I don't have any more questions. But if there's anything else you'd like to tell the audience or us, then feel free. Otherwise, we're good.
You know what I have to say? That does relate back to the tea. I am really excited that I got to try a different type of matcha, but specifically I'm really excited that I got into matcha because I feel like, so I've always drank coffee and I think coffee is a little bit limiting. Like you can make it a bunch of different ways, but at 24 years old, I've had many different coffees in my life. But matcha has kind of opened up a new like world to me. And I'm so happy that my taste buds changed or I tried better stuff because it is so good. And so if anybody's listening to this and they have not tried matcha, I would highly suggest trying a strawberry matcha from Cow Dog, for example. And like trying it, because I feel like I've opened a new world, and like tea is so versatile, and like you can make it iced, you can make it hot, you can have milk, you can have juice, you can have lemonade, you can like throw vodka, like you can do so much with tea that you honestly can't do that much with, like as much with coffee, I feel. Like I'm not throwing strawberry like syrup. Apparently people do blueberry lattes, but like I don't want to do that.
Well, I did. Maybe we'll cover that later in an episode, but I did see that David's Tea did have blueberry matcha.
Oh.
And they had an interesting flavor. Pina colada matcha.
Oh.
I was contemplating that the other day, but I was just like, no. I'm like, we're going to hold back
Toasted
a little
Marshmellow is really good. I think it was a great choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to tell your listeners that if you have not tried matcha, you should, because it's great and it's popular for a reason.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining me today and having this nice little tea taste with our girl Toasted Marshmellow Matcha.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
I
no
really
worries.
enjoyed it.
And yeah, anyone who's listening will hopefully enjoy this episode and will come again. You should definitely come join another episode next time. Maybe I'll have better questions to ask.
Oh my God, we should do a group episode one day.
Oh, I do want to. I just need to get enough mics.
That's a good point.
Yeah, because, otherwise we're going to have to be showing, like, it'll be interview style, and honestly, I don't think I like that style.
Fair enough. We can always share a mic.
Exactly. Just be like, hey.
Here you go. Just go back and forth.
The problem is you're going to miss the banter.
That's true. The banter's the best.
But, okay. Anyways, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Bye now.